Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're literally handing you the ultimate cheat code to navigate one of the most notoriously difficult hiring processes on the planet. If you've ever dreamed of working at Google, well, you are in exactly the right place. 2 million. Let that sink in for a second. That is the staggering number of applications Google receives every single year. It's an absolute mountain of resumes. And out of that massive pool, they only hire about 2,000 to 4,000 people. So yeah, the stakes could not possibly be higher. Okay, let's dive right into our roadmap for beating those impossible odds. Today we're covering 1. The Google Dream. 2. Decoding the hiring process. 3. Passing the technical bar. 4. Mastering Googleyness. And finally, 5. The final boss, committees. First up, Section 1, the Google Dream. Before we get into the grueling trials of the interview loop, let's talk about the rewards. Working at Google means you're revolutionizing technology for billions of users worldwide. You're whiteboarding ideas alongside brilliant minds in beautiful collaborative workspaces and dealing with infrastructure on a truly massive scale. Just look at those iconic, colorful data center pipes that basically power the internet. And the perks? Well, they're completely legendary. Google is a perennial best place to work for a very good reason. I mean, we're talking highly competitive total compensation ranging from $227,000 to $349,000 just for software engineers. On top of that, you've got a 50% 401k match, robust health insurance, free gourmet food and actual eateries right on campus, fitness classes, napping pods to beat burnout, and honestly my favorite, you can even bring your dog to work. A real game changer. All right, moving on to Section 2, decoding the hiring process. To secure those unbelievable rewards, you really have to earn your spot. This timeline shows exactly what to expect, and trust me, it is a marathon. You start with the application on day 1. Next, you've got a recruiter screen around weeks 1 or 2. Week 3, that's your technical phone screen. If you pass that, you hit the intense on-site loop in weeks 4 and 5. Week 6 brings the hiring committee review. And finally, if they give you the green light, you enter team matching, which can stretch anywhere from weeks 8 to 16. So you definitely need to pace yourself mentally for this whole shebang. Let's jump into Section 3, passing the technical bar. So, how do you actually survive that gauntlet? Well, everything comes down to this, the 4 signals. Google evaluates you on general cognitive ability, role-related knowledge, leadership, and Googleyness. And here is the absolutely crucial takeaway. Failing just one of these 4 signals can result in an immediate rejection. Understanding them inside and out is absolutely vital to your success. Let's break down the difference between those first 2 signals. GCA, or General Cognitive Ability, tests your thinking process. It's all about raw problem solving and how you handle ambiguity when there's no clear right answer. RRK, on the other hand, stands for Role-Related Knowledge. This evaluates your hard technical expertise. Think mastery of algorithms, data structures, and system design. Now, as you'll see, the technical bar fundamentally shifts depending on the job level you're going for. If you're applying for an entry-level L3 role, the focus is super heavy on solving optimal coding algorithms in a really tight 25 to 30-minute window. But if you're aiming for a staff engineer L6 role, pure coding is pretty much assumed. You're going to be tested heavily on cross-organizational technical strategy and multi-system architecture. Regardless of your level, though, there are core computer science fundamentals that are just an absolute prerequisite for engineering roles. You've got to know your sorting algorithms, like merge and quicksort. You need to master hash tables, big O notations, trees and graphs using BFS or DFS, and trade-off analysis. And here's the kicker. You have to be able to write clean, production-ready code without an IDE. Just you, your brain, and a whiteboard or plain text editor. No autocomplete to save you here. Okay, let's look at Section 4, Mastering Googleyness. It is absolutely time to bust the myth that Googleyness is just about being quirky, extroverted, or, fun at parties. It is actually a very strict behavioral rubric. It evaluates how you thrive in ambiguity, whether you value feedback with true intellectual humility, how you proactively challenge the status quo, and whether you consistently do the right thing for the user. Basically, it's highly calibrated to filter out brilliant jerks, people who might be technically strong but are totally team corrosive. To prove you actually have these traits, you need to structure your answers using the STAR-L method. That's situation, task, action, result, and this is absolutely crucial for Google, learnings. Google interviewers are trained to dig incredibly deep into your action and your learnings. If you casually say you convinced a manager to change a roadmap, they're going to aggressively ask exactly what data you presented and what that experience fundamentally taught you. You can't just gloss over it. Let's compare the clear difference between googly and non-googly signals. Being googly means sharing credit, owning your mistakes transparently, and breaking down ambiguous problems. Being non-googly? That means deflecting blame, rocking a lone wolf mentality, and resisting constructive feedback. Make no mistake, a lack of intellectual humility is a massive red flag that will kill your chances on the spot.
Finally, we reach Section 5, the final boss, committees.
Now, what's really interesting here is that even if you pass the technicals and totally prove your Googleyness, you face a hidden structural mechanic that defies standard corporate logic. Get this, the hiring committee never actually meets you. No way, right? They only read the written packet compiled from your interviewer's notes. The hiring manager who interviewed you doesn't make the final call. A committee of senior engineers who have literally never met you does. Because of this wild setup, your interview signal must be crystal clear so it survives translation into that written packet. Vague feedback equals an automatic rejection. Charm alone is not going to save you here. You have to give your interviewers specific, quotable data and clear actions to write down. Otherwise, the committee simply won't have the hard evidence they need to hire you.
When the committee reviews your packet, they assign a score. It ranges from strong no hire to no hire, leaning no, leaning higher, higher, or strong hire. Generally speaking, to secure that offer, you need a solid hire across the board without a single strong no hire signal on any dimension.
But wait, there is one final hidden hurdle: team matching. Passing the committee does not mean an instant offer suddenly drops in your inbox. You then enter a team matching phase where you must successfully align with a specific team's needs and open headcount. It's a two-way street. You are interviewing them to ensure a mutual fit just as much as they are interviewing you.
So we've laid out the playbook. You know the 4 signals, you know the frameworks, and you absolutely know the stakes. The roadmap is right there in your hands. So my final question to you is this: how will you use this knowledge to stand out among the 2 million? Time to start practicing, apply this playbook, and begin your own epic journey to Google. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and good luck.